I'm not cutting my head. Podemos hacerlo porque creo que cree que yo tengo que estar.
You know, the United States of America was the greatest country before Trump, and it's the greatest country now after Trump. The white supremacists want to go back. They want to go back to the days when it was legal to own slaves.
You are about to be entertained by the ape, the young man who has become a legend of his own time. Come on, and I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
And if you can't handle the truth, you might as well go watch something else.
Guys, I can't hear it.
Welcome, everybody. It's Ron Kelly Talk Radio program featuring Patricia Wilder. Frida Clancy's in with us tonight. And our council, well, I don't live in Paterson anymore, but our councilman from the 5th Ward of the great city of Paterson, New Jersey, Councilman Luis Velez. How are you, sir? Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Kyrie. Thank you for all the individuals who are watching you at this time. Thank you for inviting me on your program. Listen, what was the last time you invited me? Long time, but I'm okay.
Forgive me, sir.
Velez. How are you, sir?
God bless you guys too. Happy, I think we are still at the end of March. Happy Women's Day. International Day.
Month, we are doing it and we're doing it well.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
And so thank you for the acknowledgement of our brilliance, our genius, our greatness, and we're walking in it unapologetically, I might add.
That's
phenomenal women we are. We are phenomenal women.
And I could say we cannot live without you guys.
No, can't live with them, can't live without them.
You imagine us doing this?
They didn't think that was so funny. But anyway,
Councilman Velez, we're going to be holding a prayer vigil after this for him to help him get in line.
and actually, I could say this. So I told every male out there, imagine yourself doing dishes every day, taking care of the kids, cooking for your husband or your boyfriend coming back. They have a hard job to do. We cannot complain.
And putting up with our nonsense, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, you know, we're innovative.
We're babies, you know. We get sick and we fall out on the floor. With a woman, she gets up and goes to work, and she ain't feeling too good, and she handles her business. But we kind of, wussy. Wussy.
No, I think males whining more, crying more. They don't get C-section, all that stuff, and they still cry.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we had to have babies, it wouldn't be any. All right, everybody, welcome to the program. It's a couple minutes past the hour. Yours truly, Ron Kelly, along with Patricia Wilder from the WIN Foundation. We're going to talk a little bit more about the WIN Foundation as we go along. Our Frida Clancy is also here, and I get the sense that Sebastian Mejia is here somewhere. Watching the program, who's your competition?
Who's that?
Never mind.
Listen,
never heard him before.
Says he doesn't have any competition.
Well, that's probably true. He is definitely entrenched in the 5th Ward. Has been there for a long time doing it.
Really? How long have you been for the people, Councilman, and doing the work that you do?
Correct. I got 36 years in the city of Paterson, this great city. I'm being active as a community leader since 1985. Being elected twice since 2016. I ran to the school board. When I ran to the school board in that time was 11 candidates. I fought in 4th place. And then I said, let me take the shift in politics. Let me help people from a stronger office. And that's what I'm doing since 2016. And God will, I'm going to continue doing it in May 14, 2024.
Wow, that is
Yeah,
fantastic.
but you have Mr. Mejia, Sebastian Mejia, somebody who I know, not personally, but I do know of him. I've met him once or twice. Sebastian Mejia, who is running against you. I believe he's the only one that is.
No, actually, no. Actually, I have three other individuals that I commend them because they want to run. This is a democracy state. This is everybody has the opportunity to prove that they could do it better than me. But my record will speak by itself, and I think I welcome everyone. To put a platform, and if that platform is better than mine, I don't think so. But I make sure that people go out May 14 and vote. But make sure that you bring me back to the office, because we cannot change the literature that been working in this ward, in the fifth ward of the city of Paterson. I call it the heart of Paterson.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you for those comments, sir.
The Ron Kelly Show featuring Patricia Wilder is being sponsored by Amica and Porterfield Transportation. I'll tell you a little bit more about that as we move along. But Councilman and Patricia, if you want to ask a question, please do. But Councilman, Paterson seems like it takes one step forward and two steps back. I mean, is there a fix? Is there a fix? Does the Lord Jesus Christ have to float down to in front of City Hall and straighten out Paterson? Because it seems like every time they try to take a step forward, they moonwalk about 2 or 3 steps back. So is there a fix?
There's a fix if the individual that wanted to put Paterson 2 or 3 steps back stand up and say, let's hold the wall together and let's make it happen to move it forward. The problem we have is that when Paterson is moving forward, little things, it looks like big things. And those little things, people like to praise it to move backwards, Paterson. I'm the type of individual that I take any negative and anything that is out there negative to turn into positive idea. And that's what I've been doing since I got elected and before getting elected as a councilman. I think that those individuals that put Paterson backwards should step forward and hold the wall and say, hold on, let's not make Paterson bad again. Let's keep on moving forward and making sure that whatever happened, small or big, we need to get the positive ideas and get the community together to work on it, because I cannot do it by myself. This is have to be everybody. Everybody have to be on board.
Patricia.
Absolutely. It takes a village, and it's the collective effort of two being greater than one, right? And so if everyone gets in position and to do their part to make their contribution, then it makes the world that we live in a better place for sure. Alfreda.
Does anybody live in Paterson still? Patricia, you moved, right? Alfreda, do you still live in Paterson?
I don't live in Paterson at all.
Okay, Miss Wilder, do you live in Paterson?
I don't.
No.
But I believe my church is in Paterson. I go to church there every Sunday. We call Paterson the city of righteousness. We believe that there are great things and great people that are happening inside the city, and it takes the collective work to improve in those areas that needs improvement. So yeah. I'm definitely with you, Councilman Velez, that you welcome everybody to the platform. Like, if you think you can, if you've come here to make a difference and not for your own selfish motives, right? Put them to the test. So it's nice to see people coming, but it's so vitally important, particularly in inner cities, right?
That's correct. The thing is that when you call the community to come together, especially I have done community forum when issues arise with quality of life and even information that I want to give to the community, I could count with my hands how many people comes out because they don't want to get involved. But when you want to get involved, you want to make the change in your ward, and a change in your city. Everybody has to come on board. Non-profit-based organization. In my experience, I'm inclusive. I like to bring everybody on board. I don't serve for one particular community. I serve for everyone that was created by that Lord up there. So anybody that comes to my meeting, they had to see the diversity, especially in my ward. And I have proof of that. People have come together. We have bring ideas. I always says I got always three subjects. What we doing, what you're gonna do, and what's the plan moving forward together in any issue that the city have. I concentrate my work in the fifth ward, but when it comes up to the city of Paterson, I don't have no border to serve. If I had to be in the first ward, it had to be in the fourth ward, third ward, sixth ward, a second ward. If I have to be there assisting people and making sure that they move forward and with any situation they have, I will be. I am that councilman that do that. That's why I call myself the people councilman, and I didn't put that name on myself. I was in an event and they said, you are the people's councilman, because if I had to take my shoes and walk with you without shoes, I would do that. If I had to take my food out of my mouth and give it to you, I have done it also. So, before being a councilman, that's the title, but I make that title. I make that title with my service in community. I make that title when the community is going through hardship or any quality of life issue. I make that title when I have to assist any country out there with any humanitarian relief. So this is not just sitting in the council, legislating for the people of Paterson and making sure that government runs the proper way. It's more than that. So, and it don't come in conflict and Kellogg conflict boxes. It comes from the heart. What you learn from your parents, what you learn from your church, what you learn from those people that was dedicating themselves out there towards the community. And if the people want to run for office and they got a thing in the politic only, and they're not bringing the community in it, hey, stay home and watch Netflix.
But isn't it really about the people, Councilman Velez, everybody, Fifth Ward, Paterson, Fifth Ward, Paterson, Fifth Ward, Councilwoman Luis Velez joins us tonight. Oh, by the way, the views and opinions expressed here are exclusively those of myself and Pat Wilder and R. Kelly Media Enterprises LLC. They're not those of my advertisers, guests, or people who work for me behind the scenes. All right, everybody, it's about 12 minutes past the hour. We're talking to Councilman Luis Velez. Isn't it about the people, Councilman? I mean, when you get right down to it, whoever the mayor is. I mean, I used to like Marty Barnes. God bless him. I used to love Marty Barnes. He was the people's mayor. It turned ugly after a while, but he didn't need a contingent. The police were not chauffeuring him around like some other people. He was able to go in the community and everybody loved him. So, because of him, people, who wouldn't have moved into line, did move into line or did line up behind him. So isn't it about the leaders? And do we have leaders, or do we have just office holders?
Well, let me say this. I have learned from all those leaders, Marty Barnes, Bill Pasquale, Pat Kramer, all those individuals that was before us that did the positive pavement for us to move forward. And you have to take a little bit of them, Reverend Steele, Elise Evans, Nellie Paul. You have to take a little bit of them and then apply it what you want to give back to the community. If I tell you that I haven't learned from them, I learn a lot. Why? Because I could have put it with the sense I have with community. If you go way back, one of my slogan for my campaign was uniting the community. The other one, the people's time. All my slogan, true and real leadership, all my slogan had be involved community. This is the people that elect me to do what? To serve the community. Some people have second jobs. I chose to have my position as a full-time job, okay, and not as a part-time job. That's probably I could answer more phones. That's why I could answer more calls, more be out there, more visible for the people, making sure the quality of life is improving, making sure sanitation is running up and right, making sure that the city receive my service and their service the right way. Marty Bonds created a group, the 2000 group. The 2000 group was the title in Spanish, was another title, but he called in everyone from the diverse community. From the diversity of the community was in that group to make sure that Paterson was moving forward, and he did that. And a lot of people still are learning from that. A lot of leaders that are, passed away learn from that, and those that know that kind of leadership is going to apply it to the service that they give it. Some people say when they see problem out there, right? They say, "Oh, we need a Frank Grave." Listen, hold on. You don't want to go there, right? Because in that time there was a lot of it was not too inclusive like it was right now. So he set an example about being present and all that stuff. But in other words, he was not probably too familiar with brown and black. So and the time had changed. And one of the things I could say is I could talk about what I'm bringing, what I'm going to continue bringing to the residents of Paterson. And one of the things is that humbly I could say that what you hear today is what you're going to receive. If you don't know me, you're going to get to know me. If you don't know me from now, so don't put a stamp. Just know who Velez is. If you got positive idea, bring it forward. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it work, because tomorrow is not promised. And what I want to leave is a legacy that people could follow and say, you know what, Luis Velez did the job this way. I want to do it the same way and a little bit better, but not to criticize no one. Some people come on board, they got theory, but they don't have the practice on it. And everything sounds great, but you ask them what they're going to do, they don't have a plan. So,
is that a swipe toward the people who are running against you? Is that a swipe, a side swipe against the people?
Actually, I could be a check. You could ask this to a boxer. No matter the boxer is good, will have one every fight, but every time they have somebody that want to fight him, has to study their competition. And I already studied that competition, and they don't have nothing to offer.
All right, I'll tell you what. Since it's Women's Month, we're going to hear from. We have two women here. And we're going to hear from them when we come back from this break, everybody. It's the Ron Kelly Show featuring Patricia Wilder, and it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and blogtalkradio.com. We'll be back in a moment with more. It's the Ron Kelly Show. Yes, indeed, I am the man. What a news cycle this is. This guy has got to go. Trump has got to go.
George Floyd snuffed out by this police officer who's supposed to be serving and protecting people.
It's the Ron Kelly Show.
All right, everybody. Ron Kelly Show is being sponsored by Hamilton Porterfield Transportation for 40 years. And imagine that, 40 years, the business of Amica and Porterfield has been providing excellent, safe transportation to your destination, family outings, churches, family reunions, you name it, they can take care of it. So do give them a holler. As a matter of fact, you can call them. It's 908-753-6423. That's 908-753-6423. They're located in Plainfield, New Jersey, actually. And they can get to you. 307 Arlington Avenue in Plainfield, 908-753-6423, 908-753-6423. American Porterfield Transportation is a proud sponsor of the, what is it, Patricia?
Ron Kelly Show.
It's Ron Kelly's World.
Ron Kelly's World.
Kelly's World. Damn right. All right, we got a few minutes left. We got about 10 minutes left to this interview. We have to move on to a couple of other things. Everybody is 5th Ward Councilman, the great city of Paterson, New Jersey. 5th Ward Councilman Luis Velez is with us tonight. And Patricia, come on, Patricia.
Well, I'm going to yield the floor to Clancy at this time.
See, so I if I still lived in, I remember the first time I interviewed Councilman Velez, and I grilled him because I lived in Paterson at the time. So, I mean, not mean-spiritedly, but I was, because there was a lot going on when I lived in Paterson. Believe me, I moved in 2000 and.
Did it help to shape you in terms of making you the person that you are today? Was there something that you were able to put in your toolbox to help to make you a greater person while you were in the great city of Paterson?
Yeah, I went and got a gun permit. No. Joke, not a good one, but no.
Not a good joke at all.
No, but you know what? My experience in, because the show started.
Paterson embrace you.
The show started the show started in Paterson. I interviewed everybody, even Andre. I interviewed him, all of the council people.
So it helped.
It helped shape me into the great broadcaster I am today. Working there and working with the people. I interviewed a lot. Matter of fact, Marty Barnes, when he was released from prison, he wouldn't talk to anybody but me, And he because the Herald News tried to get him, all these stations tried to get him, but he wouldn't talk to anybody but me. And he came to the station before he died. After he got out of prison, he came to the station, and I was able to interview him and ask him, pointed questions, and he was very, very cooperative with me. Because I interviewed him before the election. Even before the election, I interviewed him. Yes. And he ran anyway. And I think he almost won. He almost won because people liked him so much. But anyway, to encapsulate, I learned a lot about politics and how to be a broadcaster from my experiences in the city of
So Ron, let me interject before I forget this talk. You said that you purchased a gun. I know the type of work that you do. That's why you have it. You have a legal gun.
It's not because of Patterson. I work side jobs.
But the federal government and the state of New Jersey have facilitated by law people to carry on the right way and the process go through the process to carry for the right purpose. But I want to tell you that we have recovered more than 200 plus guns since 2022 in the city of Paterson. Okay, that are illegal guns that was taken off of the street and have saved life, because when we take a gun out of the street, it saved lives. So that's the positive of it. And I think that we're going to recover more to bring the safety of the city of Paterson the way it's supposed to be.
Let me ask you, Councilman, do you think that the Falls is being, I don't want to say exploited, but do you think that the Falls is being properly presented to the surrounding communities? Because a lot of the people in Wayne and Up County, Wayne, Pompton Lakes, Pequannock, they don't want to come down here. You had West Paterson that actually changed their name so they wouldn't be associated with Paterson. changed its name from East Paterson because they didn't want to be associated with City of Paterson. So what can we do to put a better face on the City of Paterson? It will make folks want to, because the falls is a beautiful thing. So what can we do to make Paterson more presentable, and so people up county will feel safe coming here?
So let me say this, and a good question, and trust me, is our landmark for destination for everyone that comes to Paterson. The district where the grade 4 is at right now belongs to the 5th Ward. Used to belong on the 1st Ward, now belongs to the 5th Ward. That's called District 510 now. It goes from Prospect all the way down to Spruce Street, the Great Falls area. One of the things I could tell you is that last year, 250,000 plus people visited the Great Falls, the Great National Park, named when Frank Lundenberg started with the program to name that as a national park. We have invested more than $2 million in the Great Falls to make sure that we get visitors from everywhere. You go to the Great Falls now, you see new construction. Now they're doing the river walk that hopefully will get inaugurated now in April, starting May. The other side of Great Falls,
and yes, was a great
yeah, that's what I was going to say. Now we could invest $1.2 million and do a new bridge that people could cross from the Great Falls to the other side by the park and the Hinckley Stadium. The Hinckley Stadium was well invested credit, state tax credit, not taxpayer money, tax credit from the state. The Hinckley Stadium, the last event that we had in the city of Paterson, hold 7,000 visitors to see a match between two soccer teams. And that was without incident. People came down, they joined the restaurant, they went and walked around the city, and it was a different atmosphere seeing 7,000 individuals at the Hinckley Stadium. And
I just want to ask you, is the United States Park Service, are they providing park rangers so there'll be more security there at the park?
Is a mutual aid between the park ranger and Paterson Police. They have park rangers, superintendent of parks or national park. They are there every day from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Then Paterson Police take over to visit it, making sure that everything is running smooth. Basically, the park's supposed to close at 5, but we spoke to national park rangers, and we tell them, listen, this is the tourist attraction here. People come down and park their car. They look at the Great Falls. They walk around, and now they leave it open with the compromise that Paterson Police give extra attention.
It's a beautiful thing, Councilman. What I wanted to ask you before we go, now the police department is a mess. You know, there's an officer in charge. A lot of the police officers have been indicted. Some have been convicted. Some are in prison right now. So what are you, I'm not saying that you take it upon yourself, but how have you addressed that in your time on the council when you have your time to speak? Do you speak about that and let the people know that how you feel about what's going on with the police department?
Well, one of the things is the OIC officer in charge assigned by the state of New Jersey, Attorney General office assigned Mr. Abbasi. Mr. Abbasi comes with a great experience being a high rank in the New York Police Department. But he started creating a relation with the community. And remember, before this happened, there was a lot of incident in the city of Paterson that people was not trusting in the Paterson police. So the state took over the administration.
Not at all. Nobody. There was no trust with the Paterson police.
Correct. And there was a lot of incidents, and the death of G. Brooks, the disappearance of De Jesus. There was a lot of issues, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of corruption. So they step in. they took that leadership. Now, what we doing as a legislator, the city of Paterson is putting the resources that the police always need: cars, radios, cameras, funding to make sure the program that they have in the community are met, like the Paterson Community Policing, that now is called Paterson City Paterson Police Affair, and
I have a
they
question.
doing.
But how do you get rid of the us against them mentality? Because the police.
Well, can I just say this,
Go ahead, Patricia.
right? Because we are present, right? And I want us to have an opportunity to say a question or two to Councilman Velez before his time wraps up. And because you brought up the police department, Ron, Councilman, how important do you think it is to have mental health services, provided to all police officers? I think their job is intense. They always have to be on high alert. So are we offering our police officers that type of mental health, stability? And what is your take on that?
And not only that,
Correct.
Patricia, are we sending experienced healthcare providers to go along with the police on certain calls?
Well, that's you got two questions in one. The young lady asked about the mental health and making sure the police is well taken care of when they go through that distress, express that they're going. All right. Yes, they are. They implement now. I call it the therapy room. A therapy room is that they see a red flag in these officers. They put two dogs for they could,
So emotional support.
emotional, correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Emotional support, supervised by emotional professional people that are experienced in that field, and training. Our police officer needed training. The community requested more training for our police officer. They always go into a intensive training every week, not random, basically in every
So when you say
shift that they have.
intensive training, are you saying to prepare them for work? And I love the fact that they have the emotional support dogs. Dogs are very comforting, but are we finding, I don't know, like with men, it's already kind of taboo in some sense. Men suffer in silence, from my perspective. And that is based upon the way that we have raised our men. And so, there is a little resistance. Like, do you see officers coming forth, and are we encouraging them, or are we mandating them, to have some type of talk session? Debriefing session of their week, of what they're going through, so that we can produce, we're looking for them to protect, but we got to make sure that they're well.
Correct. Not in every day, every time in the roll call of those officers of their duty, because roll call, they talk about law enforcement and other things that they need to take care out there. But I have been experienced seeing them, how they've been working out there is totally different. I could see a more approachable officer. I see them more talking about good morning, good afternoon, how I could help you. Hey, listen, this is the ordinance. Do not violate it. This is instead of giving ticket left and right, they've been orientating the people. We have more community affair police officers there. There used to be community policing. I see the difference of them working out there. The only problem I have is, okay, and that goes into the administrative part of the city of Paterson, not the law enforcement part. These officers are being working without contract for the past 5 years, okay? And right now, you have a lot of them that are low paid. You have a lot of them that cannot even sustain their family on rent because the pay is not good. The contract is not approved. They running behind in their pay regarding the contract. We need to lift the morale of this officer. And I always talk to the administration. let's get away. Let's sign the contract. Let's get away from this holding, and let's make sure we serve the officers the right way and give them a fair contract. A lot of police in Paterson are are departing to another city because they pay are good, and sometimes with less work. With the amount of the amount of people we have in the city, we are short of cop, but we need to lift their morale and to get them a better pay. They get in training, they get the morale lift in the other side, but we have to pay them right because this is their life. They love Paterson. They stay in Paterson. They like to get to Paterson. The pay is low, but we need to catch up to the contract to make them more happy so they could fulfill the job the right way.
So you said they've been working without a contract.
Without contract.
Why is that?
Oh, because what happened is that every contract has a due date, and they have to start negotiating again. And they, without a contract signed, and they are working based on the old contract that expired, but they have to go into the table negotiation to do a new contract. That's what they are now, and they have 5 years without contract.
Clancy, we might have to help you go over there and help them to get those.
We might have to do that. We definitely might have to do that. I'm completely for it. Councilman Velez, I thank you for all that you're doing. I have two simple questions for you. If you are supporting the police officers emotionally, are you giving them education? Are you training them to be sensitive in every area? And my other question is, are you mentoring others up under you so that they can continue the fight that you have going forth in Paterson?
Well, there's two parts of it, right? We make sure that the resources for the police department, for mental equipment and everything comes to the legislator, to the administrator to give it to the police. That's one part. Our part is to make sure that the community works with law enforcement. And that goes hand to have a safer city and people could trust in our police department. One of the things moving forward is that we have now Teddy Martinez working with the police department, a community affair, making sure that he gather the community together to work with the police. We have minister now working with the police, and it's coming handy. It's coming good.
Okay. All right, Councilman. May is right around the corner, so a parting word for your constituency before we go to break.
Well, I thought we were going to stay 5 hours here. That's what you told me. So, one thing I could say is I could speak on my record of being legislator. I could speak on my record being a community leader. I could speak on my record being that compassion person with passion, working others. And people knows me. People see me out there. When it's a fire, Luis Velez is there. When it's a tragedy that somebody lost their life without interfering with the police work, Luis Velez is out there. When there's a need in the community that sometimes people don't know, Luis Velez is out there. When the faith organization have called me with any issue in their churches, Luis Velez have been there. One of the things I say is I cannot let the war go down. The fifth ward is in progress mode. In the past, when I took the fifth ward in 2016, we had approximately 250 property abandoned. We could count with my fingers probably 10 out of 20 probably still abandoned, but because they have a property, private owner on it. But the fifth ward has more development, has more business back and forth. People are coming shopping the fifth ward, and we got the Great Falls. We tried to promote it, and the Hinckley Stadium is part of all of us. And I think that good things are coming more under my leadership. Bringing the ordinance of citywide parking permit, bringing the ordinance of safer park, that we want to make sure that people go to the park and enjoy it. We invested with my leadership $150 to $250,000 to secure Roberto Clemente Park in the Fifth Ward with a nice decorative fence on the front and closing the back. So people really go to the park to enjoy it, not to keep on running out of criminal going to the park. And I could say the Armory is going to be opening with a nice, beautiful $44 million residential with parking, pool, and gym, and a store front. You know, I could go on and on of the things that we are doing, things that are coming in the Fifth Ward, the River Walk that is in the Fifth Ward, the new redevelopment zone that is in the Great Fall that's going to have a rooftop restaurant. You know, all the streets that have been paved in my tenure in the council, we are going to continue paving more streets and improving our parks as it is. So I encourage people to not change what is working. Just work with me before we can move the city forward.
Will you run for mayor again?
What was that?
Will you run for mayor again?
I can't hear you again. Testing. Do you speak? Do you got a little about it?
Behind the scenes, but how can you get that behind the scenes? I can get an answer to that behind the scenes.
I'm going to this one. You see that one there? 4A.
Yes, sir. All right, everybody. Fifth Ward Councilman Luis Velez. I'll get that answer behind the scenes. I'm pretty sure.
And continuing to mentor the people that will walk after you, sir. Great work. Congratulations for all the work you do, and thank you for being with us.
Ron, last but not least, I just want to say thank you to those beautiful two women that are there. That once again, happy International Women's Day is every day. Thank you, and last but not least, she mentioned something about church. Please keep me in your prayers. Without the Lord, we cannot do nothing in this city. Without the Lord, we cannot do
absolutely correct.
We need the women. Some guys don't need the women, but that's another show. But we definitely.
And we need the Lord, so we're gonna be okay.
We need the Lord. That's right. So we're gonna.
That's right.
For you, Counselor, we're gonna pray for the city of Paterson. That it
How
works
many
out.
people are in the city of Paterson? Do you know that number, the population count?
There's a lot.
Yes, last census, 2020, we went over 160,000, but we think we got more because a lot of people didn't want to get count because Trump was putting that roadblock there. Everybody was scared to give their names, social security, whatever. But I think we got more than 160,000, around 100. I could say 200,000 people in the city of Paterson.
Okay, we're gonna have you back, Councilman, before the election because I got some other
pray
questions.
for you that you win, that you knock it out of the box one more time.
Well, I want to ask some other questions. I want to ask about the flooding, and there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to ask you about. But we'll spread it out in the next program. We will address some of those issues.
Like always, I say I am an open book. You could ask me any question. I'm clear. I'm transparent. There's a lot of project coming with River Street. A lot of stuff we could talk later on. There's a lot. This program is not going to be.
Yeah,
correct.
I'll have you back before May 14th. I think it is.
Correct.
May 14th. All right. Thank you, Councilman. Everybody, Fifth Ward Councilman Luis Velez, the people's councilman, doing his
Amen.
thing there in a great city.
Amen.
We'll talk to you again, Councilman. Thank you for.
Yeah. God bless you all.
Thank you for your time, sir. All right.
Amen.
Everybody,
God bless.
talk to the women folk in just a few minutes when we come right back. It's Ron Kelly Show featuring Patricia Wilder, and it's on everywhere. We'll be back in just a moment. Wow, can you imagine going somewhere and seeing our faces all on the walls and all on the buildings? They even had it in the ground, on the ground.
I really love that.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job. They did a beautiful job.
Yeah,
Everybody.
we're gonna do Win like that, Clancy.
Yeah, we got it.
All roads lead to win.
That's right.
Women in Network.
Women in Network. Okay, everybody, it's about 15 and a half minutes before the hour. Thank you to Fifth Ward Councilman Luis Velez for sharing some of his time with us. I didn't hit him over the head. I'll hit him over the head next time he comes on, because I do have some stuff, that may raise his eyebrows. But anyway, everybody, welcome back to the show. It's Ron Kelly Show featuring Pat Wilder, Patricia Wilder. And I don't call her Pat, I call her Patricia. It's been Patricia for years, because Patricia is a beautiful name. So, and another thing, Quantavia Davis, she's running for the mayor of Orange, New Jersey. And I'm talking to her right now. We're negotiating with her to come on the program and talk to us. It's Women's History Month. When is Black Women's History Month? Is there a Black Women's History Month? A separate history month for Black women? Is there one?
There is not a Black history.
See, there you go. See, that's something we need to start working on.
Women are celebrated throughout the world every single day.
No, yeah, and I get that.
I would never
have one for Black women. Black Women's History Month. All right, audience, come on with your comments. Lamont Gates says, wow, are you talking about Councilman Velez? Reminds you of Stalin? Oh, come on, man. You can't really mean that, Lamont Gates. Let me take that off the screen. You can't really believe that. But I think that there should be, if we got a Black History
Month.
No,
he said it's the commercial. The Ron Kelly World commercial.
Oh, oh, yeah, well, okay. It's the Ron Kelly World, Lamont Gates.
Ron Kelly World, for sure.
But now, I think that there should be a Black Women's History Month. I think that there should be. Because Women's History Month, the Black women kind of get lost in the, in the sauce. We talk about, because there's a movie that's coming out about Shirley Chisholm, and I can't wait to see that movie. I forget who's playing her.
Yeah, actually, how do you forget? It's Regina
King.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The little girl from 227 has grown up and won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, and she's doing her thing. So
yeah, and her and her sister produced that.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. So we're going to talk to a little bit to y'all about the win with the minutes we have left. We got about 13 minutes left of the program. The Win Foundation, Patricia, is a...
Well, the Win Foundation is WIN, Women in Network. So Women in Network, helping women in need.
So what are they doing?
So we target women issues. From talking about women issues to celebrating our greatness, our brilliance, our genius, our innovativeness. And so we're really excited about, we are a wonderful people. And so we're really excited. Like one of the things that Clancy does, like she's an educator.
Yeah,
and has been for how many years now, Clancy?
I've been an educator for over 35 years.
For 35 years, she has reported to the front line consistently, consecutively, 35 years to help to shape and mold our young people. And that is, like you talk about, every day we are to be celebrated for the wonderful contributions that we make. And so I definitely congratulate you tonight, my sister, for all the wonderful work. And that's just a part of the work. That you
just give a hand to Frida Clancy.
You also are, as they were talking about negotiating, I'm saying you do some of that work as well.
Yes, I do stuff in the union. I am actually running for one of my unions as the correspondent secretary right now. And I'm excited about it. I am in 4 different unions, as you know. I am a teacher. And so it's a lot of work out there to do. It's a lot that teachers don't know about their retirement. It's a lot that they don't know about family leave. It's different things. So I share all of this with everyone I come in contact with. I also, one of the things I did for Women's Month, History Month, is I gave out gifts to all the female teachers. I love to give. It is something I enjoy very much. I want to build up people strength and encourage them. I want to cause them to smile and laugh, because life don't have to be down. And we know education is difficult right through these doors, through these streets, up and down the road. Very difficult with the things that we're dealing with, with the budget, the money not coming into the school systems, with the taxes. The cities are very upset because the schools are 24% or more. I mean, if you look at it, it's a lot going on with the educational arena, but we are here to educate. We're here to help. We're here to build. We're here to encourage. That's what we do. So as an educator, not just in my home, in the school, but everything I do, I'm helping and assisting as much as I can. And so with that, I need everyone to know, Councilman Velez made a lot of valid points about community coming together, working together, unifying, building together. That's on every mountain. That's everywhere we go. That's everything we need to do so the negativity can be drowned out and we all can grow and move and press forward together. It's so important.
Patricia.
Absolutely. I'm excited that, yes, we highlight this month to be Women's History Month. But I am really so excited about the wonderful work and the contributions that we all are making to ensure, right, that this world is better than we have experienced it or found it. So whether, that's hard topics, whether that's just encouraging someone to live their dreams awake and not just dream their dreams, whether that's learning to address whatever the barriers are, or the self-defeating behaviors, or the doubt, how we talk ourselves out of making the next move, and so when it comes to uplifting women, it is my lane. It is my absolute lane. And so I'm really excited. One of the things that we're going to be doing in the month of April, that we will go live starting the WIN Network. And so that's really, really exciting. I'm really grateful to Ron for at least even giving me this forum and encouraging me. One of the things that he has always done has encouraged me to use my voice, and to use my voice in the world of broadcasting and to make global impact. And so, this work with the WIN Foundation, Women in Network, helping women in need, we will start broadcasting in the month of April, addressing women issues.
Right. It will be a show about women's issues, exclusively about women's issues. And the women that say, I don't need no man. Who does that? I've heard that before, with women to say, I don't need a man.
Women that's been hurt.
Well, hey, how about that point? Women
in pain are the ones that say they don't need a man.
A lot of times they say that out of hurt.
Well, they
say that out of rejection.
Because they got a little puppy dog.
They say that because they're guarding their hearts, right?
Absolutely.
They have that barrier of protection because, the truth of the matter is that, we want companionship. We want someone to walk into the sunset of our lives with us. We definitely want to have him, but we certainly got to do better. I think that when it comes to, just relationships overall, you have two people coming together, you have two histories coming together, and how we navigate that, is vitally important, and how we hold spaces for each other, right? So the communicating effectively is vitally important. But I want you to open my door for me. At the same time, I want you to protect me. I want all of those things. And so I'm looking, that
Uh-oh.
2024 may be my year.
It could be. No. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. See, me personally, I'm a unconditional lover. You know what I mean?
What does that mean?
Dr. Umar Johnson says that if it's not unconditional, it's a contract.
But everything
you do this and I do that. I mean, it's not like you go to work. I go to work and you pay me. That's a contract. But me personally, I think when I love somebody, there's like nothing that I won't do, to protect you, to preserve you, to make you happy. I mean, yeah, and happiness starts from within. You have to be somewhat happy with yourself because nobody can turn that around. But I believe that, that I have to love unconditionally, like no conditions. Because that's what we do to each other a lot of times.
The truth of the matter, that's easier said than done.
But some of us are built for that, though, Patricia. Yeah, it is. But some of us are built for that. I'm built for that. That's how I roll.
So are you saying that in your relationships of the people that
I'm not in a relationship right now, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, in the ones that you had, so there were no conditions? Because you said without conditions.
Well, I didn't have any conditions, but the other person did. See, like to say, you have to be like the Bible says, you got to be equally yoked. If I'm going to love unconditional, then I need to find someone who's going to love me unconditionally.
Then we have to deal with the rejection and the hurt and the garden of the heart.
Well, because we're getting older now. I don't have time to be BSing around with nobody. Getting older. The world is moving forward. Lamont Gates said, "Amen, Pat." So I guess he's big upping your comment from earlier. But that's me, because if love is not unconditional, it ain't love.
But again, I how do you get to that unconditional? Because as soon as I do something or say something you don't like, or I'm not doing things the way, or I don't see from your perspective, the relationships of two people coming together, you really have to be able to get in there and to be vulnerable and to talk about.
Right, be vulnerable, right? And a lot of women have a problem with vulnerability. There's lots of women who have a problem with vulnerability. They have big issues. They don't want to expose themselves, and they're afraid of being hurt. So they're not going to be vulnerable.
But I think, sincerely, that when we can talk about the impacts of our experiences that have helped us to put up guards, or where we're apprehensive about letting down the guard and allowing you to see. And I think that's on both ends. I don't think, the woman is the only person that's over here being vulnerable or learning to put down her guards. Like, I think we need relationship therapy, counseling all day long to help us, to peel back the layers, to get to the root cause. Or because I'm just saying that if you have not dealt with your issues from childhood into adulthood, then you are in adulthood with those same issues, maybe masking them, but with those same things. And so we have to provide safe spaces, I think, for us to be able to come. Like, here is me, all dressed up and cute, and here is me in that vulnerable place. Here is me when I'm emotionally raw. Here is me, fighting back, just some of the experiences that has happened. And so I think we just have to be able to be naked. And if you're willing to be that, but you talked about that unconditional place, and almost everything is, conditions. You
Yeah,
go to work, you get paid.
Right, but that's work. That's you doing something for people that you don't know. They don't know you. They just know you for 8 hours or 10 hours, however long you work. But I do think that, I'm one who prefers to love unconditionally. That's how I work, because if there's conditions, so if I don't do what you want me to do, then you're gonna, take back your love, or you're gonna not sleep, whatever you're gonna do. If you're not getting what you're getting, it's going to be a conflict. That's why I can be vulnerable myself personally. I can be.
So do you think that there needs to be counseling and therapy to address the issues that impact us individually, and how do we work together collectively?
Yeah, if you need that, I mean, I've been counseled and I've had therapy. And if you need that, like you were talking about the police, the bravado and the chest stuck out, and they don't want to, oh God, we're a minute over time, and they don't want to go and get the help that they need. They wind up killing themselves, like Sheriff Burnick, Passaic County Sheriff Burnick, who killed himself like a month ago.
It's really unfortunate, talking about suicide. But that's one of the things I think that we don't talk about, those things that are happening for us internally. And so at any given moment, the pressure gets too much and we turn on ourselves.
Right. But you're right, Patricia, that we have to let the past be in the past. Because if you don't let the past be in the past, the past is going to wreck your future. And you may meet somebody who may be the one for you, but you dealing with your past and you're looking at this person with past eyes, and they may walk away like I often do. Like,
I was in church on Sunday, and that was part of the message. I was waiting for your response, Lamont, but I was in church on Sunday, and part of the message was that people who have hurt you could be dead and gone in the grave, and you are still living in that hurt, that harm, that pain, and a lot of times we do a lot of false pretensing, acting as if we're okay,
yeah,
versus being able to, from biblical perspective, the word of God says, he who the Son sets free is free indeed, right? But am I really walking in the totality of freedom?
But now Levant says equally yoked referred to congregants of one worship. It wasn't about romantic relationships. It's a phrase, Lamont Gates. It's, but to be equally yoked would require conditions, or else they wouldn't be equal. I think that, the equally yoked is just a phrase. It's a phrase. It's just a word that I use to say that you need to be on the same page with whoever you're dealing with. You need to be on the same page, because if you're not, there's going to be problems. That's what I'm saying.
So we're having real dialogue when we're meeting people in the world, right? That I think that maybe we're having real dialogue. Tell me about you, and me tell you about me, the things.
Yeah, leave the representative home. Yeah. No representative.
Remove your mask.
Right, remove the mask for sure.
Okay, Frida, do you have a comment before we get out of here?
I'm excited about when, and I am excited about what's going to take place. Can't wait for it to happen. All of you women that are watching this show, Ron Kelly Show, happy Women's History Month. Enjoy it to the max. Do you smile, laugh, grab you? I drink Pepsi. Grab you whatever you drink and have a good time with it. Enjoy your meals. Love on yourself.
And get rid of the past, because it can affect your future. Patricia.
Self-care. I think that one of the greatest investments that we can make is the one that we make into ourselves, and understanding that people will enter our lives and people will exit our lives, but I'll be with me forever. And so it's real important that I'm cultivating self-care and self-love, and at the end of the day, I need to be able to say, like, what have you done for you? I know what you've done for the world, but what have you done to you? And so as we continue to celebrate our greatness, our genius, our brilliance, my prayer is that we continue to walk in the light unapologetically and make room to let other sisters know, right? That if I can do it, you can do it. And if we can just help to be the wind beneath each other's wings, there is no stopping us in terms of the heights, that we can soar to.
Absolutely. So everybody, I'm going to assist in the production of the WIN Network radio program. I'm not going to be on it, but I'm going to assist in the production. I'll be behind the scenes controlling stuff. So we're going
to let him drive, right? Let the man drive.
Control stuff. Anyway, everybody, we're going to start working on that immediately, and we'll get together and we'll talk about it. So the WIN Network radio program will focus on women's issues, solely on women's issues. Yes. So that's why I'm not going to be on it, because it'll go sideways if I'm on it. So it's women's issues exclusively, the WIN Network radio program that I will help produce.
And I'm telling you, syndication is coming quickly.
It's coming.
I'm telling you, global impact quickly coming. But that's what happens. Can I just say this? Mm-hmm. When you operate in the timing, when you're in divine alignment with that you have been called to do for this season, for this chapter, when you're in divine timing, it's like the layup that goes up, and goes into the basket. So what I want to tell everyone, I was in someone's office, and I will never forget, an accountant's office, and he had a sign up, and his sign said that you will always miss 100% of the shot you never take. Right. And then I remember someone else saying that, like, when you're in divine alignment, it's kind of like when you pull into the car wash and you're able to put your car in neutral, right? And it goes. So when you're in sync with that God has called you to be and do, woo.
Absolutely.
It's limitless. And so that's how I feel about WIN right now. I feel like my baby is leaping.
Yes. She's starting to take her first steps. Lamont Gates says, thanks, Ron, Frida, and Pat, for the Thursday night discussion. This is church to me, although I'm a bit of a Sunday school class guy. Oh, wow. Why wouldn't I believe that, Lamont Gates? You're a bit of a Sunday school class clown. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here with us, with myself, Patricia Wilder, and Alfreda Clancy. So everybody, look for the WIN. We'll keep you posted. We'll put it on Facebook.
Look for the WIN movement. All roads lead to WIN.
That's right. So I'll be with
the WIN Lamont. Make sure you put that on your platform, Lamont.
Yeah, the Lamont Gates near-death experience on YouTube. Look for him. Check him out, Lamont Gates near-death experience, NDE on.
He's on YouTube.
YouTube, yeah, on YouTube. NDE. People who have died and came back to life somehow. So we appreciate you, Lamont. Thank you for your indulgence with us. All right, we're out. Thank you, Patricia Wilder. Thank you, Alfreda Clancy. Yours truly, Ron Kelly. And look for the WIN Network coming to a radio station near you. All right, we're out. Good night, ladies. We're out of here. Everybody take care. We'll see you back here next week for another This is Ron Kelly Show. So I like to say it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And we may not have it all together, Patricia, but what?
Together, we can have it all.
Amen. Good night.
Good night.